Okay, so the next day I woke up and I saw this email and I was just like, I read it and I read it again because I was just shocked and amazed that he didn't see the humor in my message to him. And that's one of the things that I really liked about him, that we could go back and forth and give it to each other pretty good and still know that we're both joking. So for him not to get the humor, I was like, wow, he is way stressed, overwhelmed, everything. So initially I didn't take it personally at all, because everything in the email was about him. It had nothing to do with me. But I did explain to him that he had those responsibilities when he contacted me, contacted my personal ad. I also explained to him that I do all the driving. We live 40 miles away from each other, and I do all the driving. And it's because my schedule is very flexible. I worked, let's see, I was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I worked Monday, and I was off yesterday, Tuesday. I'm off today, and I'm off on Thursday. I go back to work. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12-hour nights. That's 36 hours, and I will be done. So I feel like, okay, you're working 5-6 days a week till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. If we're gonna do something, even if it's quick run, get dinner, bring it back, watch Monday Night Football together, I feel like I can make the sacrifice to drive the 40 miles one way. Because even if I have to work the next day, I don't have to work the next day until 7 p.m. So I took offense to that whole responsibilities thing. You know, I don't have children in the home. I'm not trying to get a 6-year-old out to school in the morning. I don't have 2 jobs. And guess what? I'm thankful for those things. I'm glad that I make enough money that I don't have to work 2 jobs. But that's not to say that I haven't in the past, because I have. So I knew that he was overwhelmed, and I gave him a pass on that. But you know, that whole thing, you know, I just need room to breathe. I was like, yo, I didn't know I was stifling you. I thought the desire to see each other was mutual. And if it's not, I'm okay with that. So while you exhale, Stella right here will be getting her groove on with somebody else. Because it's on, people. I am getting my crap together. I am bringing sexy back into my life. I'm bringing a social life. I'm getting a social life again. You know, I kind of did the hermit thing and work thing and school thing. And I feel like I'm back at the weight. I was 242 for a long time, and I was 220 for a long time. So I'm back at a weight that my body feels, I feel okay with. 220 was better. 190 is way better. But when I was 280, 275, 280, 285, 295, yeah, I had no interest. I was trying to pull back from a dating life, social life. So I wrote him back and I just said, look, this has nothing to do with me. This is all about you. And I feel that you're venting, and I was an easy target. And I'll take this one. I won't take it again, but I'll take this one. And for me, this is not a deal breaker. But you let me know what you want to do. So I didn't hear from him the next day or the next day, but I continued to, every morning that I was awake, I text him and said, you know, get up. Don't be late getting Madeline to school, you know, whatever. So a couple days go by, 3-4 days. He texts me. He's like, I don't feel well. Okay. So so I text back. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, oh, I have the flu. Okay, well, stay home. Stay hydrated. Medicate yourself for the fever. Done. Leave me alone, pretty much. So I didn't hear from him for a few more days. And now it's been, maybe it's about 6 days, 7 days. And I'm thinking, my period lasts 5 days, and I'm premenstrual a couple days, so I'm going to give him 7 days to figure this out. And after that, we're going to have a conversation, a real conversation. And it's not going to be the Dave show. It's going to be the Dave and Gina show. And anyway, he texted me. I was out with my girlfriend, and he texted me and he says, "Oh, I'm finally feeling better. I'm starting to feel like myself again." So me and my girlfriend are like, "Oh, so he ain't fucking crazy no more?" And that's supposed to mean something to me. So we've talked, and we're gonna go out tomorrow, and basically he just had a complete and total meltdown with everything that's going on. 2 jobs. He has his 6-year-old 3 times a week. He has her every Tuesday night and every Friday and every Saturday night. And a 76-year-old mother that, depends on him for whatever. It's a lot. And I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that that's a lot. But, you don't get to talk to me like that. Now, later, ever. And we've discussed that. He needs to use his big boy words when he's feeling overwhelmed and put upon. So that's the Dave story. But yeah, I was about ready to kick some ass, for real. Nobody talks to me like that and gets away with it, That was just completely uncalled for. And when he called me, after texting me saying he was feeling like himself, he called me a couple days later. And he says, yeah, I kind of thought you hated me. I was like, Dave, I don't hate you. But if you ever talk to me like that again, I'll basically kill you. But I don't hate you. I think you're, overwhelmed and you're not handling things well. But you need to say that. You need to say that. And be accountable and respectful when you are saying it. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. And to put me on full blast was uncalled for. So we've talked, and my girlfriend's like, "Oh, you forgive him?" There's nothing to forgive him for. His life it's not so great right now. So how do you forgive somebody because they're having a sucky life? It has nothing to do with me. I still enjoy his company. I still think he's pretty funny and witty and smart when he's not being an ass. And, as people, we all have had moments that were regrettable. So I'm going to chalk it up to that. But I was pretty fired up. Was ready to hang him, and he's not tall, so it wouldn't be hard. Anyway, that's the Dave story. What else? Oh, big doings. I am getting my act together around here. I'm cleaning out my guest room / office / workout room because I'm just a pack rat and I just hold on to way too much stuff. But I'm cleaning out all of this junk because I'm going to be getting new junk. I am starting school in January and going for more nursing, of course. And why, you might ask? Because I compartmentalize my life. When I finish one thing, I can move on to the next thing. And when I had my LPN, it was, okay, get some bills caught up after going back to school. And when I got my RN, it was move and find a job that was going to challenge me to grow in an area that I hadn't worked in before. So I went from pediatrics to cardiology. It also paid for me to move here. They paid me a sign-on bonus, and they also have loan forgiveness, so they are paying back some of my student loans. And then after my first year of getting my feet wet in this new position, I was like, okay, now I can work on getting my lap band. So now I have my lap band, and I'm doing okay with that. Actually, I feel like I'm doing great, but that's just my pumped up perception today, because my doctor told me I was doing great yesterday. But now that I've kind of got this under control, I feel like I can go back to school and be done with that, and I guess a year and a half, 2 years, and then I'll be ready to move somewhere else, probably west. I'm thinking Arizona, Utah, New Mexico. I would love to live in California again. I lived in San Diego, but it's just way too expensive, and I want the nice weather, but I don't want that much expense. So probably Arizona, New Mexico. So anyway, that's the Dave story, and we're good. We're fine. We've been talking and texting, and we have a date for tomorrow, as I said, and he's off his period. Let's just say that. For now. Next month could bring, a whole another premenstrual cycle with him, but we'll see. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good week, and take good care.